welcome back to Car Ski Go. Today is a big day. I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited because I got this box. In this box is an exhaust for the Cayman. Finally. If you've been following this channel, thank you for coming back. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to see what I end up doing with this Cayman. However, some past videos I've gone through a little bit of an exhaust odyssey with this car. I started out a couple months after I purchased it getting a very cheap Borla off of eBay, which didn't fit. After that, I ended up making a straight pipe set with my buddy Bill. That was a couple part series. Car sounded great, but it was just unlivable. It resonated in the cabin, but it sounded like a sports bike, so it was really cool. And I've been looking for a Borla ever since, and I just can't seem to find one at a good price. So I picked up a valved exhaust off of eBay from a company in the UK called Top Gear. No, not that Top Gear, a different one, but if you search them on YouTube or on the interwebs, you can definitely see some of their products. So without further ado, I think I'm gonna get to unpacking this box and see what we got. Where are the valves? You got shitting me. All right, different day, different box. Well, put it short, they sent me the wrong exhaust. So they sent me a Gen 1 non-valved exhaust, which was a pretty big screw up on their part. However, they did arrange to have it picked back up and a new one sent out. It took another week or so it's about a week later from the start of this video. So let's get to opening this one and see if they sent the right thing this time. Let's go over what we got here. We did get the right system this time, and I'm pretty impressed with the build quality on it. Welds look decent. It came with all the hardware and gaskets. They shipped it pretty well, protected the valves here. Not as light as the system they shipped me the first time, which was the wrong one, but still, it's got some nice heat shielding on the bottom of it. Tips. Very shiny. I think those are going to look good. Crossover pipe to connect the two. We've got some hangers here. We have the vacuum control solenoid, which is what controls the actual valves to open and close depending on how loud you want the exhaust. We have the RF module and the RF remotes, which I'm hoping I won't have to use. I think I'll be able to set those up on the home link, but we'll see about that. Have the crossover pipe for connecting the two, a couple of clamps, and some length of vacuum tubing and zip ties. So all in all, looks like they got it right this time, thank God. So the plan of attack here is going to be, I think I'm going to install these hangers first, and then I'm going to decide if I want to put one side in at a time, then do the X pipe, or put the X pipe in, or put everything together out here and slide it in the way the stock exhaust came out. After we get all that set up, I'll start working on the wiring. Hopefully we can get this thing done in a few hours.
unbearable hours later.
Okay, got the basic setup done. That was fairly easy right now. Left everything just tight enough to hold itself together, but still be able to align it. The next step is going to be to put that brace back in the car, because apparently I didn't have to take the whole thing out to get the mufflers out, but it was just easier this way. So now I've got the parts provided by the manufacturer for mounting here. I'm going to get this all bolted back up in the car, then get the exhaust put up there. And the more that I check it, it's really funny, is the more that I look at this system and what was included in it versus the instructions from the other manufacturer that charges twice, I see that everything is exactly the same. The same heat shielding on the bottom of the cans, the same electronics, the same everything. So if this works out, I think I got away with a steal, because this other company is charging twice as much. So anyway, let's get that in there. Alright, so we got all the exhaust in. The tip placement is okay, but right now we'll worry about that later. We're going to move on to doing the electronics, because it ain't looking great weather-wise. So we have, this is the RF controller. We need a ground and a hot. Then we need to run this cable over to this guy right here, which is the vacuum solenoid. This plug fits into there. And then we tee this into an existing vacuum line with these guys, put a check valve in, run these two lines all the way over to the valves on the exhaust, and then we should be good to go. So let's get to it. Alright, well, it's done, but it's not pretty, as you can see. However, this is all getting covered over by an engine cover anyway, so I don't really care. All I care about is how good it sounds. And we're about to try that pretty soon. Alright, it's time to take a listen. For right now, this is the little key fob they include, open and closed. I'm not sure how it's going to start, what mode it's in. We'll find out. Alright, so this is valves closed, so let's open the valves. Valves closed. Valves open. Valves closed. I'd say it's pretty successful. Hey guys, well, it's been a few weeks since I put the exhaust on, and as you can see, we're back in the garage and the old exhaust is hanging up right there. And the reason we're back in the garage is because the stock exhaust is going back on. This exhaust that I got, it sounds great in around town, and it sounds great above 3,000 RPM when you're on it, but just cruising down the highway, any kind of when the car is under load, it's not a great sound in the cabin. It's very boomy. It's unpleasant. It makes the car less enjoyable. So what I've learned is it seems like this is a common thing with PDK cars, because they have the 7th gear, drops the RPMs real low, and then you put any kind of load on it and it just sits it at 2200, somewhere in that 2000 to 2500 range, and it just starts kind of droning. So I think it's probably a good exhaust if you have a manual car, but after doing a lot more research, it seems like this is just a problem with PDK cars. And when probably I was being a little optimistic. I had seen reports of drone, but I figured, it's not that much. It's just people being a little too picky. But now it's pretty bad. So unfortunately, you can pretty much just watch this video in reverse to go back to me putting the stock exhaust on, and we'll try again. So I've got some ideas. I need to see if I can track down another exhaust. It's going to be a modified stock one. So if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and hit the notifications button to see what I can come up with for the next installment in this exhaust odyssey. Anyway, thanks for watching. Catch you later.